Hello guys, I'm Chris from Polkadot Insider, and today with me, Helena Wang from Parity Technologies. And yeah, I'm here in Shanghai at Polkadot Decoded, the satellite event organized by Parity Technology and OneBlock, one of the biggest developer communities in China. Yeah, so can you give the communities a small intro about yourself?
Sure, Chris. Thank you for having me. Hi, friends from Polkadot Insiders. This is Helena from Parity Asia team. Right now, me and Chris are right at the Shanghai satellite event of Decoded 2023. So I'm very happy that you give me time and allow me to reach out to the Vietnamese community.
Yeah.
So a little bit about myself. My name is Helena. I've been with Parity for 4 years. I've been leading Parity Asia team. And then before I joined Parity, my background is mainly focused in the payment and a fintech company from a corporate experience. I'm from the United States, and then I worked in a company like Visa, PayPal, Alipay for a couple of years before I joined Parity. And then Parity is very much my first job in the Web3. So far, I enjoy this very much. So yeah, that's a little bit about myself.
Yeah. Yeah. So I want to know your thought about Web3 industry in Vietnamese market, because according to several reports, like Vietnamese market is ranked first to 5 about crypto adoption, and there are a lot of good builders there, like Swap, Affinities, and also in Polkadot we have
Subwallet.
Yeah,
Yes.
that's right. So how you feel about the potential? Yeah.
I think it's amazing potential, no
Yeah.
doubt.
Yeah.
And Vietnam market is going to be the second regional focus of Parity Asia after China market.
Yeah.
Just because I mentioned that one is that this is a very young, talented countries full of developer talents.
Yeah.
And then those developers are very young. I was told the average age of the developers in Vietnam market is around like 26, which is amazing. So I think Vietnam market absolutely has a great potential.
Yeah. So currently, what are the plan of Parity Technology to Vietnamese market right now? Do you have any hint for me for?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. So as I mentioned earlier, right? There's a couple things that we want to launch in the Vietnam market and see how the market responded to us. One is a Substrate course. We see great success in the China market, so there's no reason that I think that Vietnamese developers wouldn't like this initiative. We're gonna offer this course. It's an online course, and then all the Substrate developers or developers just in general interested in learning Substrate can take the course. It's free, and it's very immersive, interactive, informative. So I hope this is gonna be something that Vietnamese market would be welcoming. So this is number one. And then number two, I mentioned that we're hoping to enlarge the influence or the coverage of Polkadot Hackathon, and then hope we're able to find some the early stage projects with great potential from Vietnam market for Polkadot ecosystem.
Yeah.
And the third one is the hackathon. It's the bootcamp.
Yeah.
So bootcamp is focusing on the later stage of the projects.
Okay.
Those projects should be a little bit more mature than the hackathon projects, but not yet really grow into real business.
Yeah.
And this program as a goal is to find those projects and help them to grow into real business. So all those 3 programs would be launched in the Vietnam market soon.
Okay.
Yeah.
So how do you feel about Chinese developer community here?
I would say I'm very proud of Chinese developers here. They're hungry. They are very flexible, constantly embrace new technology. So Polkadot has a very active large, diversified developer community in China, which
Yeah.
I want to thank very much to our partner One Block.
Yeah.
They've been dedicating on the development and the growth of the Substrate Developer community in China
Yeah.
for Polkadot ecosystem very much. Years after years, that we see the results is a very promising, very satisfying. Even right now, it's kind of a the bear market of the entire crypto industry, but we still see a lot of developers, new developers coming into Polkadot ecosystem. So yeah, I would say in China that this is something that amazing, and
Yeah.
I'm sure that Vietnamese market is the same situation, judging from the experience that. I had a trip, I think last year, it was October last year. So I would say that the crypto market may go through up and down,
Yeah.
but developer market or like the developers embracing Web3 is only going to be bigger.
Okay.
Yeah.
So how about the hackathon just happened? What's the result is over the expectation?
I'm very happy you mentioned this, right? So I just want to use this hackathon as a indicator to prove my points that the size of the developer or the activity of the developer remains same or even gets higher.
Yeah.
Whether it's a bull market or it's a bear market. So let me share some data with you. Parity Asia has been running, I think, 8 hackathon.
Okay.
The very first one was from 2019. I believe that was mainly hosted by another community member, PolkWorld.
Okay.
But let's just include them and then use the number to compare. I see that a steady growth
Yeah.
of the number of the registration,
Okay.
number of the team formed
Okay.
for the hackathon, and then number of the projects submitted.
Yeah.
All 3 key indicators or KPIs are seeing like a growing trend.
Yeah.
So that only kind of proves my point that Web3 is growing very rapidly.
Yeah.
And then the size of the developer is also growing very quickly.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah.
So you mentioned to me about Substrate Developer Program. So can you tell to the communities more specifically about that?
Absolutely, yeah. I would love to share those information with Vietnamese audience from the camera. Well, so there's a couple things that Parity Asia has been pushing really hard, and we see quite a bit of achievements from the last years. So let me just talk about them first. Number one, the first supporting program that Parity is offering is the Substrate course.
Okay.
This is an online course with basic topics and advanced topics, and each cohort of the course might take somewhere from 4 to 6 weeks.
Okay.
So this is a very good program that for developer to onboard Substrate and start learning Substrate. So I would recommend this very much, to Vietnamese developers and audience here. A good news is that we've just finished upgrading the course. Now the course is available with Vietnamese language. So starting the second half of this year,
Okay.
hopefully we're gonna start recruiting the students from a Vietnamese market. So I will see you guys soon. All right. So the second program I want to mention is the Substrate Hackathon. Sometimes we also call this a Polkadot Hackathon. Polkadot Hackathon APAC edition has been very much focused on the Chinese-speaking market, but now I think it's a time to extend it to the Vietnamese market.
Yeah.
Just because from the last time I traveled in Vietnam, I realized that you guys have lots of developer talents.
Yeah.
So it makes sense for us to extend the Hackathon program to Vietnamese market. So
Yeah.
this is the second program. Third one is the boot camp.
Okay.
This is something that we offer for a little bit more mature projects. They probably, a lot more mature than hackathon projects, but they're not yet grow into real business.
Okay.
So we hopefully that use this program to fill this gap for the projects, in this stage.
Yeah.
Parity Asia has been running the Web3 Bootcamp for 3 years,
Okay.
starting the year of 2020. with our strategic partnership with Wanshan Blockchain Lab. This year, we are on a small pause. Hopefully, we're going to repackage this program and launch it back to the market soon. And it's going to be, facing a lot bigger, larger scale of audience. And of course, it's going to cover Vietnamese market.
Yeah.
So hopefully, we're going to have some Vietnamese projects in the Web3 bootcamp or whatever, it's renamed later.
Yeah.
Right. So that's a third project, the third programs for to support Substrate developers. And then there's a couple others that Parity Asia is offering at a global scale. I'm sure some of them are quite famous with you. For example, we have a Substrate Builders program, and we also have a Web3 grants program.
Okay.
So those are kind of 5 supported program I think worth mentioning to the Vietnamese audience here. All right.
Yeah. Just for that Polkadot Insider is like globally, yeah. It's not just in Vietnamese, but mostly the audience come from Vietnam and also South Asia regions.
Oh, so I should mention the old Southeast Asian region.
Yeah, and also about this program, I'm curious about because I also read about Polkadot Hero programs, and it's told me that the Polkadot will help developers to learn from 0 to 1. So is there any relation about this?
It's not quite same, but I'm sure there could be some relevancy down the road. So Polkadot Hero program is a very new program that we recently launched in the market, probably a month back, right?
Yeah.
It's very broad. I haven't really spent time to understand the clear guideline of this program yet, so I'm not able to give a lot of feedback or comment about this.
Yeah.
But I'm sure this is going to be another one that worth mentioning. So that's hopefully there will be some relevancy down the road.
Yeah, awesome. Okay, so how do you feel about the whole event from the hackathon in last 2 days and like the main events? Like today is last day, right? Yeah. How do you feel about that?
Ooh. I would just say as the organizer, MC lady, and then the person opening the stage, and also organize the whole event for like a two months. This moment, I just feel relieved and also exhausted.
Yeah.
But I think everything is worth it. We had the Decoded last year. This year, I just feel like we got more projects, more speakers, more applications, and a lot more audience from all over the place outside of China, mainland China.
Yeah.
So I would say that I'm pretty excited about it, and I hope that this is gonna be even bigger and more influential for the next few years.
Yeah.
So I would say, I feel pretty good about this event. But right now, I just want to relax and have a nice sleep. I've been losing sleep for a few nights because of this event.
Yeah, I was like surprised about how professional of like from one block team they are really great job.
Right?
Yeah, really great job, and also Parity team as well. You guys did a really good in speaking. I cannot understand anything at all, but yeah, the vibe and everything is very professional and so hype. Yeah. And can we go continue to the next question? Okay. So what are the main goals right now of Parity Technology team in Asia?
Yeah, so as I mentioned a couple times in my opening talk from the main stage, right? So the main goal of the Parity as a company organization behind Polkadot is very much focused on 2 things. One is continuously working on the developer communities. We hope we have a larger, more active developer community. And number 2, of course, we want to have a more Substrate projects in terms of the number and qualities or activities. We hope there's a kind of a viable, healthy, diversified ecosystem of Polkadot in the next few years. So this is our main goal, and then everything we're doing is just working around those 2 goals. goal number one, let me repeat it.
Yeah.
Number of the developers or the quality of the developers. Number two is the number and the quality of the Substrate projects.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, it's really amazing. Yeah, thanks for your answer. And me and Polkadot Insider as well also would be very glad to support you for all the program, right? So before we say goodbye, do you have any words to say to the communities of Polkadot? Yeah.
I would just say, hey, friends from Polkadot Insiders, I'll be coming to visit you very soon. As I mentioned that, we've been developing in China market for a couple of years. Now we have some good lessons and then success stories and a good experience from the China market, and we want to replicate it in the Vietnam market. So I'm pretty sure I'll see you guys very soon.
Yeah. So I think this is the end of this interview, and it's nice to have you here. I know that you are exhausted right now, but it will be good. Yeah.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you for having me. Bye.
Yeah, bye.